Hello, this is Corbus Gaming and I'm showcasing another mod for Skyrim. This time around I'm showcasing the Archery perk tree Overhaul mod. So what this mod does is that it disables, not removes, disables the vanilla archery perks and it adds some improved ones. So first of all you start with the Hunter's Discipline, then the tree branches to 3 options. The Sniper course, the Rate of Fire one, and the basic or central perk tree, whatever you want to call it. So if you pick the right, you'll focus on sniping. If you pick the left, you focus on agility and fast shooting. The middle one is the base skills that everybody learns. So power training, it increases the bow damage by 50%. Sharpshooter essentially means that the further away you are from the target, the more damage you do. I suggest that you increase the arrow muzzle velocity or arrow velocity and the distance that it takes for the arrow to disappear. You can change that in the text files. I'll do a video later on explaining how you can modify the behavior of the arrows. If you cannot wait for the video, simply Google it, and the first video that will appear on Google does a good job explaining what you must do. By the way, I highly recommend that you do so, because by doing so, vanilla Skyrim becomes not the obsolete arrow mechanism, but it becomes more battlefieldish like. So you can actually hit targets at range with your arrows. It becomes a first-person shooter, essentially. So I highly recommend that you change the arrow velocity and increase the arrow distance that makes the arrow disappear from the screen entirely. It makes a huge difference, trust me. Critical shot. Like the name tells, it increases the likelihood that you get a critical. Power stance means that bows deal 30% more damage while the user is standing still. Merciless blow, it's essentially a finishing move that obliterates your enemies while they are below 30% health. Overdraw means that the longer you hold, the more damage you do. Very basic. This I don't know, but I need to get to level 90 extremely fast because it gives me new arrows that I can craft, which is always quite interesting. Knock out, essentially you bash with the bow and the target stays on the ground for 50 seconds. Rapid fire, as the name says, you deal 10% more damage the faster you shoot. Now, these arrows are quite interesting. Blink arrow is essentially a super fast moving arrow that instantly hits your opponents. And you have silent arrow, which, like the name says, does not make a sound even when you hit something. Ranger means that drawing a bow no longer slows you down, so you move at normal speed. Jolt means that you can stagger all but your largest opponents for 25% of the time. I don't know what the largest opponent is. What, a mammoth? A mammoth? A giant? Not so sure. But essentially, this is the overall gist of the Archery perk tree Overhaul. I did not equip Hunter's Reflex for one simple reason. Pressing block slows down the time. If I do so, I'm affecting the sensitivity of my Skyrim client, and essentially it destroys the first-person shooter effect that Skyrim now has. Essentially, I would be shooting myself in the foot. I want Skyrim to become more first-person shooter-like, and by slowing down time when I aim down sights, would destroy that effect. So I simply don't put points in Hunter's Reflex, and quite frankly, you should not too. You should not either. Simply leave this one, ignore it, and move on. Equip everything else. Don't equip Hunter's Reflex. Trust me, it will destroy the first-person experience of Skyrim. So essentially, this is all there is to this Archery perk tree overhaul. I hope that you enjoyed this mod, and I'll see you soon for more Skyrim content. I'll see you soon. Cheers, thank you for watching. See you soon. Cheers.